welcome back to Rachel and Bella Crafts. Rachel here. So let's get straight on with today's challenge. I'm going to call it a challenge because it's going to be a huge challenge for me. A little while ago, somebody challenged me to make a junk journal completely from junk. This is not my forte. This is not something I'm terribly comfortable with, mainly because I will be completely honest, in the past I've not found it terribly inspiring, and that's just how I work. Unless I'm inspired to do something, that's probably the way that we all work, then I just find it a bit pointless. So I had to wait for my opportunity for something to inspire me. So while I was away on the weekend, it all began with this, actually. We went to a waffle bar. I was on a day off my diet, by the way, just to be clear of it. But we went to a waffle bar because Shaw absolutely loves waffles. And there was a place in the Trafford Centre called Archie's, and they made the most amazing waffles. Now, I'm not a waffle fan. I waffle a lot, but I'm not a waffle fan. But they actually had a waffle there. You could have half a waffle with fresh strawberries and cream on top, and it was absolutely delicious. So I am now converted. So while we were sat there eating our waffles, which came in these funny little like pizza boxes, we were just laughing because we'd already like picked up a couple of things. We'd also been for pizza, but a healthy pizza, I have to add. And these were like our what do you call them? Placemats with the menus. And I was like, oh, I've got to have one of those. I need to make a journal with that. It's so cute. So we went in to have a waffle, and he was like, well, I know, why don't you? And he started tearing the lid off the box. And I was like, are you for real? You have lost the plot. He's like, no, seriously, you can use it to make a cover for your journal. I was like, okay, he's getting on board with this. So I had a little think about it, and I thought, well, actually, this would make a really good binding or cover for the front of a journal. So today, guys, I'm going to make a completely junk journal, okay? No digikits. Oh, I can't believe I'm saying this. No digi papers. Oh my gosh. This is like going against my code of ethics, but there we go. No, completely junk, okay? Now, they say one man's junk is another man's treasure, so I'm going to really quickly show you what I've got. We gathered a few things over the weekend away, and I am just so grateful that I found this. Otherwise, I would have been stumped. So on the Journey app, we stopped in a service station. Said service station, I did put a picture of this in our Facebook group. They had a secondhand bookstore in the doorway. Oh, I was walking past, I was like, oh my gosh, what's that? Stop, stop, stop. Stupid me, I went on holiday with my purse and my handbag. Realised it at that point. So I kind of looked and batted my eyelash and said, have you got £1, love? Come on, it's only £1. I said, oh, go on. But look at this beautiful, beautiful book. Oh, I'm so excited. So yeah, I started deconstructing already. Anyway, moving on from that. So thankfully, I have my pretties because this is full of pretty images. So that's okay. I feel a bit more comfortable with that now. So see, if you don't have printers, you don't have digits, you just find another way. So I also have some card here from some packaging for the our cards that came for us to go to a theme park. So I'm thinking, we could do something with this. Okay, so that's interesting. I have a serviette. I'm not quite sure we brought that home. And the waffle place actually had these really cute stickers. But yeah, so there's the serviette. We may use that. The doilies, I mentioned these yesterday, from the hotel, or cup holders, whatever you want to call them. And then, of course, we've got our hotel room key holder and key. So that's that in there. I did pick up then a couple of these, what are we calling these? Tourist information leaflets. We have a certificate from Sea Life to say we visited. Another leaflet. We've got some postcards. Picked up some postcards along the way. Just interesting things that we saw. We was actually staying this side of that. Our hotel was just down here, which is quite interesting. Albert Square, Manchester. Okay. And of course, Old Trafford. We've got our menus, which comes on this really yummy like, grey paper. A couple more leaflets. I've also got these really cute little bookmark things that I grabbed from. I didn't steal them. They were there for people to take and use, mainly for their kids. But hey ho. This was in his half marathon pack. And I just thought these are quite, useful little images on there. They're actually coupons, I think, but we don't need them for that. I've got the envelope in case I want to do something with that. The side of the waffle box and a paper bag. So this is going to be really interesting, but let's make a start. So what I got on and done, now to be fair, I do need paper for this, so I'm gonna kind of go along the it's in my stash so it counts rule. And I did just grab a couple of variations of some old bits of papers that I had laying about in my stash. Obviously I haven't gone and made these up today. I had some of these doilies as well, and just a couple of different papers. I haven't gone mad. I was actually in the attic looking for something else, and I thought, oh, what are they doing there? They'll do. So I've just grabbed a couple of these. Oh golly, didn't know they were in there. Forgotten I'd done those. Right, so I'm going to use one or two of these, but what I've gone on and done, just to save a bit of time, is to put together a little signature. So I was kind of having to play about with said signature. Because I also, that was the other thing as well I had, was these scorecards from the golf. We played Crazy Golf and they gave us scorecards. But I just quickly knocked this signature together. So I'm going to whiz through this. I've taken some pages out of the embroidery book. So, and I've popped in a doily. I've got a bit of that brown paper. That's one of the tourist things. That's golf card, another page, and then I've got a coloured paper, a postcard, which I thought we might pop on there, and then we've got another one of those lovely pages of that book, some really cute monkeys, and then on the back of here then, again, going backwards, we've got some more of this lovely paper, out of the book. This flips out. The great thing about leaflets is a lot of the leaflets that you pick up have already got these really cool folds in them. So if you can like work with that, this one here, for example, is from Sea Life, but it opens out like a pull out. Oop. See? So it already does this and then does this. Ta-da! Oops. So I figure if we just attach that to one of the pages and then I can pull it out and do whatever I want with it then. So that's that. I folded these papers in then so that they fit. There's another one here that opens all the way out like so. Postcard, brown paper, and then we've got the other golf. I've got two of those golf cards. So that's our signature there, pretty much made up. So I'm going to just add in now a few of these little bits and pieces, I thought, and we'll see then how we can utilise them all. I'm also just thinking, I think I've left my scissors downstairs. Surely not, no. There they are. That would be very negligible of me, wouldn't it? Okay, so let's get cracking. So I'm thinking, I love this on the front page. I'm thinking if we attach this to here, like so, I'll make sure I've got this the right way around, and then it'll come out like that then, look. Yeah? And then we can either have it as an open out thing, or what would be really cool was if we made these into little pockets. So what I might do actually is get my circle cutter, which I don't think's on the desk. No, it's in the drawer. Good girl. Put something away. Oh my gosh, if you could see the state of my desk, you'd be appalled. You really would. Right, so I'm also thinking I might just cut the whole thing in one go so that they're all in the same place. Hopefully, same place meaning in the centre. So let's just go for it, shall we? Whoa! Check that out. Raining little circles. There we go. Yes, excellent. So if we take this now and grab my glue, I'm just gonna, oh, I don't know why, but this little bubble always seems to form on the top, right? And I'm just gonna glue down the sides of this here. Whoop. And then glue down the gap. Glue down the gap, because if you've noticed, it's easier to drop it into the gap than it is to ride along the top of the gap. And then down the gap there. Oop. And then across the edge there. Ooh, a little wiggly line. And then fold it over. Just fold those little edges in. Yes, yes. Yes, yes. Yes, yes. No. Glue on there, thank you. There we go. Right, and then we should have 4 lovely pockets that drop down inside. Okay, so next job is securing this to the page, which I'm going to do. How should we do that? Should we do it so that you can also have something coming out of here? Because that would be pretty cool, wouldn't it? Could have something then peeking in through this. So I'm going to glue across here and there. Okay. So dab a glue there. Ooh. Got a wiggly hand going on there tonight. There we go. Marvellous. Right. And then we want that roughly in the middle there. Okay. Excellent. Sorry about that, that'll soon dry. So there we go. And then that'll open right the way out there. Just make sure we haven't got any glue on the top. And that still opens. Not that one. There we go. So now we can open it out and we've got pockets. Cool. I love it. Right, so that's that one done. Let's just tap, tap, tap. Okay, so the next thing that we're going to add in is I got one. Yes. Now what I thought we'd do with this, I've got this postcard here. So I thought I would pop the postcard onto the page like so, and I'm going to stitch in a bit. I'm going to do all my stitching later though, so I'm going to just glue into place where I want it to be. But what I thought would be really cool would be if this kind of like gave us a bit of a pocket as well. So I only want to glue like that bit there and that bit there so that we can like stash stuff in the back there. Do you get what I'm saying? If we want, yep. Right. But if that is the case, I won't be stitching down here. I was going to stitch here. So for the meantime, I am just going to glue. I had a nightmare working with a loose signature. My goodness. Right, so let's just glue there and there. And I'll glue up there for now, but it will hopefully, if I remember before the end, pop a bit of stitching on there. So let's just pop that down. My son sounds like he's taking a percussion instrument. He's playing his piano in the other room, but he's got a set of headphones in now, so literally all I can hear is the... I woke up to that at 7 o'clock this morning in the next room. I think he thinks because nobody can hear that he can play ferociously. I mean, he's not bothering me, but it's just funny. It's really funny. There we go. So you can see we've got a little bit of a tuck spot down in there now, but we've managed to get our postcard in, which I think looks really cool. Again, just tap and go. Right, so that flips out like that now. And then you can also write things under there then, and it's a little bit of, you know. Now, what I thought I would do with some of these is pop a bit of gesso over them because, let me just grab it, hang on. Okay, so I have this gesso here, and what you can do with this stuff is basically add a thin layer of it to something, and it will then give you a surface to work on, write on, paint on, draw on, whatever takes your fancy. Okay, so I'm going to remove the rest of the signature while I do this because I just don't want to make a huge mess, or more mess than I've already made, should I say. And I'm simply just going to pop a bit of it on my finger because it's fun getting messy. And we're just going to go over the top. I'm going to completely cover the whole thing. It's just to kind of give you, you know, if the paper that you're using is not of particular interest to you. Now, obviously on the other side, that's fine. Lovely images there. We'll keep those in because, I mean, after all, this is a travel journal about where I've been. So that's fine. But if your not overly interested in what's on the paper, you can just pop a bit of this over it, and then Bob's your uncle. It's like having a blank page, basically. Or we can do some mixed media on there, whatever. But it just gives you options, unlike the printed page that is underneath. And I just think it makes it look far more interesting, really. So I'm just going to go across. I'm sure you could use brush to do this. I don't know why I've always done this with my finger. I have no idea. I don't know. I've just watched somebody do it once with their finger, and I think I've just done it like that ever since. I'm sure you could probably do this with a paintbrush. I don't know why I always feel the need to stick my fingers in this paint. It just seems ridiculous now. I don't know why I do it like this. I really have no idea. It's just fun. It is fun. It's fun to get messy. It's like gardening, isn't it? You've got to get your hands in the dirt. Yes. My other half thinks that's why I haven't turned over the garden this year, because I don't want to get my fingernails dirty for YouTube. He is right, of course, but I am also not going out there digging the weeds. Not this year. No, not doing it. There we go. Right, now, you can either be patient and wait for that to dry, or you can be really impatient and get your blower thing on it, or a hairdryer, as long as you're careful, and that will speed up the drying process. I'm going to wash my hands. I'll be back in a sec. Okay, so I quickly blasted my gesso dry onto my page, and as you can see, it's dried off now, and it's giving me, it's mostly dry, it's giving me a nice surface now to work with. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to spray, I'm going to try out my new Distress Oxide spray. So I'm going to spray a little bit of that on there, and I might also spray a little bit of the Vintage Photo on there, and then possibly a little bit that I got left of my antique bronze. So I'm going to go and give that a little bit of a spray, just give it a bit of decal background, and then we'll move on to the next bit. Oh, hang on, I've got a bit of card here. I might be able to do this on the cam. I just don't like doing it on the desk. It makes such a mess. Right, I'm going to set hold fire. I need to make myself one of those spraying station things, don't I? Oh, okay, well I didn't get quite as planned. The most messiest way I've ever torn a cardboard box, but okay, it'll do. Right, put the window, guys. Let's put it there. I don't know what happened there. Like an angry bird. Right, so let's have a little bit of this. Oh, don't come undone. That's that one. Oop, it glues on the floor. Put a little bit of pink on. Okay, and then let's put a bit of this one on there. Ah, that's better. Gives it a bit of depth, doesn't it, that colour? Right, now we have a very interesting page. I'm just going to dry again now, guys. Won't be a sec. Okay, so I have added my speckle deckled effects on there, and I have also just stitched around the edge of the paper, again just to add another media and just to make it look a little bit more interesting. Gives it a bit of texture. I just think a bit of stitching is fun. Now, it would have been ideal if I'd had a bit of a darker thread, but that's what I had in it. On the other side, of course, it looks very interesting. So maybe not. Maybe it does look okay. So the last thing I'm going to do now is put a little bit of stamping on there now, because obviously I was away. So I could put some, I've got some trains here. That's pretty much all I've got at the moment with regards to travel, but that's fine. That'll do just nicely. And I'm thinking, what colour shall I use? I might actually try it in this. I don't know if this is going to work, but let's give it a go. Because it's not quite so in your face then, is it? But I do feel before I do that, I might just use a bit of this wall. If that makes any sense at all. What colour did I? Right, I'm just going to pop a bit of this on the background, I think. Maybe here. Not too hard. Just, ooh, I like that. That looks cool. Perhaps just a bit here. Let's turn it that way actually. Yep, liking that. And then another bit at the top maybe. Yep. And then I think we'll do a bit of the script one down here then. So see how just by putting a bit of gesso on, you're giving yourself a blank canvas and basically reinventing the piece of paper. Bit of stamping on there then. And you're bringing it to life, aren't you? Or rather, bring it to new life. But it certainly doesn't look anything like it did 5 minutes ago. Or however long it's been for you guys. I don't know. Here we go. Right. Now, let's try now with this. I'm just going to restamp this a minute because I had to shoot out for a moment there then. And check on our Bon. Or Paulie puppy, bless her. Or doggy, rather. Puppy now. Right, so I was thinking I might pop that there. Ooh, can you see that? Ooh, I like very much, yes. Right, should we do the train? Where should we put the train? I'm going to have all the train on. See, we could just put the front end of it like it's coming onto the page, couldn't we? Like, you know, when you put a label on and you just cut off half the label. So we'll just have that bit there. Choo choo. Yes. Oh, look at that. Loving it, loving it. What about if we put the back on that end? Hey, that would be cool, wouldn't it? Should we try that? Oh, look, we're just having stamping fun now. This does count. This is just genuine junk journaling. You can do stamping. The only rule was no digis. So you can use everything else. Okay. I hope whoever it was who asked me to do this is watching this now. Because I'll be honest, I get so many messages. Guys, if I, oh, love that. Guys, if I haven't answered a message and you've sent me one recently, please don't be offended or take it personally. I just got literally messages coming on different media all the time, and I just try to prioritize those that need answering because they're, you know, regarding orders or whatever, or technical issues, and it can be quite tricky on times just fielding it. Also, please don't be upset if I haven't answered you. I will get round to it eventually, I promise. If it is urgent, message me on Facebook because that's where I am most. But if I don't answer, it's just because I'm up to my eyes. It's not that I'm ignoring you, all right? So I wouldn't ever want any of you to think that. I absolutely love that. Now, doesn't that look completely different to how it did 10 minutes ago? So let's find the other one. Put it in here, because I did put 2 in, didn't I? There we go. So that was the before. And now this is the after. I mean, how much different does that look? And you could now, if you wanted to, still write and scribble on there. But I'm not going to write and scribble on there. I'm going to just put that into my journal now as a lovely page. Now, where did we get it from? That's the question. It wasn't from there. I think it was from here. No, it was from there. Here we go. It was from there. Oh, now how nice does that look? I didn't even have that page open, and I've just gone and transformed this into this colour scheme without even realising it. How cool is that? So there we go. That's another idea for you, what you can do there. So we've got our postcard on our page flip. We have got our gesso and stamped page. And we have got our multi-pocket flip out. Oh, there's another one there too. Sorry, let me just shove you guys over, or shove the pocket over, or scan you out, zoom you out a bit. There we are. So that goes all the way out there. And we've got our signature together. So I think that's enough for this video. I don't want to overwhelm you. So come back tomorrow and you will see more of my junky junk tricks and how we're going to finish putting this journal together. Oh, I'm so excited. Right, I'm going to leave it that for tonight, guys. Go make a start. Go find some junk. No digis for this project. Got it? Right, I shall be back tomorrow. See you all then. Take care now. Bye.